Okay, so let's get going with our lesson. So the first thing I want to remind everybody tonight about is BODMAS. We've spoken about BODMAS. You would have heard me say BODMAS so many times now. I think I've said it in nearly every single lesson that we've had so far. So I'm going to do a quick reminder for you about BODMAS. So B stands for, okay, the B stands for brackets, okay? B stands for brackets. So when you are doing a sum and you see that there are brackets in the sum, you are going to stop. You're going to do whatever's inside your brackets first, okay? So when you see brackets, you stop, you do whatever's inside your brackets first. All right. VO. And now my pen doesn't want to change. Oh, there we go. Okay, the O in BODMAS stands for, okay, now some teachers go fancy, they say orders, all right? Some of us know it as of, in other words, to the power of something else, but the proper word for it is orders. I'm also going to put here of for you. So in other words, it's your exponents, hey? So orders or of, it's your exponents. So it's to the power of something. So sometimes some teachers also use this as an E, and they call it BEDMAS. So they use the E as an exponents. So the moment you see exponents, do you do your exponents next? All right. Then I've got my D, all right? And my D stands for divide. In other words, when I do a sum, I see brackets, I do brackets, then I do exponents, then I divide or multiply. So that means that I'm going to go put multiply in the same little magic letters here, because it's divide or multiply, guys. So if you see divide and multiply in one sum, you can do divide or multiply. It doesn't matter which one you do first. You can do divide first and then multiply, but technically it says divide or multiply. Oopsie daisy. Okay, so those are interchangeable, divide or multiply. All right. Then the last two we're going to let's go with the daisies. Oh, that's not going to work. Needs to be a little bit thinner. Then we're going to, no, daisies. Let's see if it lets me go thinner with daisies. Nope. Okay. No. Ah. Sorry, guys. Right. Then we are going to rub this out and start again. Let's go with that color. Add or subtract. So it doesn't matter what order you do, add or subtract in. So you're going to add or subtract. Okay, so again, divide or multiply, doesn't matter what order you do, divide and multiply, and add or subtract, doesn't matter what order you do, add or subtract. Okay, now we've been doing integers. So before you did BODMAS, you did it in primary school, you've always been doing it the whole time, okay? All right, you've been throwing BODMAS around, okay? Now you've introduced some integers. Now, remember what I said last week, okay? Somebody was on the call with me. I can't remember who asked me the question, but I said last week to somebody, you must remember that the sign that comes before the number is almost like the number is wearing clothes, guys. Okay, so if I have a number that looks like this, if I have the number 4, now that number, okay, it doesn't have a sign in front of it. I agree with you, all right? But everybody knows that that is positive 4. Am I right? You all know that, okay? You can give me a thumbs up, okay, if you know that, all right? We all know that's positive 4. Do you agree? Okay, fantastic, all right? Everybody in the world knows that that is positive 4, even though there's no positive sign in front of it, okay? Positive 4 doesn't go around flashing that he is positive 4. But everybody knows that he's positive 4, okay? However, if I had, let me make some more space here. When I have -6, all right? -6, it's very obvious that -6 is -6. Why? Because he's got his clothes on all for everyone to display, okay? He's got his negative sign flashing. There he is, negative, in your face, negative sign. So he is quite obviously -6. Now, this is where things start getting complicated for students because students forget to take the clothes with the number. And you're going to see what I mean when we do some sums, okay? Students forget that these numbers are all wearing clothes, okay? So you need to always remember that the numbers are not walking around there naked, okay? They have these clothes on. And what are their clothes? Their clothes are their signs, all right? It's really important to remember that no matter what, these numbers have signs with them all the time. They're not just walking around there with nothing on. All right. Kirsty, what are you talking about? All right. I don't understand what you're talking about, ma'am. You lost me. Let's go do some examples. All right. So let's have a look. Number 1, I've got -8 plus 7 times 6. So for number 1, I had -8. Let's go back. -8 plus 7 times by 6. All right. BODMAS tells me I must do the brackets first. Are there any brackets? Nope. Okay. BODMAS tells me I must do the orders next. Are there any orders? Nope. Okay. Then BODMAS says I must divide or multiply. Do I have multiplication? Yes, I do. So what am I going to do? I have multiplication, guys. I am going to leave -8 exactly where he is. I'm leaving -8 exactly where he is. And let's see what the sum then says. It says +7, because that's a plus, but +7 times by +6. Do you agree with me that it's +7 times by 6? And the 6 doesn't have any clothes on? Yes, it does. It's +6. All right, tell me in the chat. +7 times +6. What does it equal? What's 7 times 6, guys? What's +7 times +6? Good, Azande. +42. So +7 times +6 gives me +42. Thank you, Morangi, as well. Thank you. Now I'm going to say -8 plus 42, or I can shuffle it around and I can say 42 minus 8. 42 minus 8, help me out. Am I right that it's 34? Happy? Happy with 34? Awesome. All right. It's Andile. Did you have your hand up to help me with this question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks, Itandile. I promise I'm going to call on you when I give everybody some time to do some by themselves. Promise, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, Lorona. Where's Lorona? Lorona, talk to me. Why do you think it's negative 34? Lorona, hello, talk to me.
Because never mind, ma'am. I didn't look at the plus. I thought the plus was a minus.
That's okay, Lorona. That's an easy mistake to make. Now, do you know how you make sure you don't make that mistake?
No.
Okay? Use your calculator. Do you have a calculator on you?
Yes.
Okay, are you allowed to use calculators at your school?
Sometimes.
All right, because I know some schools they don't let grade 8s use calculators until like June. I know that, and some schools don't let their grade 8s and grade 9s aren't allowed to use calculators. That's why I'm checking. All right, but always check, Lorena. Always check your answer. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
you're welcome. Cool. Thanks, Lorena. All right, Bree, talk to me. I see your hand up.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Bree. What's up?
So like the sum you gave us for the 42, negative 8 plus 42, are we allowed to shuffle them around or it has to stay the same?
Absolutely, Bree. You can shuffle that around and you can say 42 minus 8. Absolutely. Why are you allowed to say that? So why are you allowed to say that? Because like I said, these numbers have clothes, hey? And so no matter where you move them to, they're going to take their clothes with them.
Yes.
Okay. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you.
Welcome. Thanks, Bree. All right, guys. Okay, let's go have a look at another one. So let's look at number 3.2. 3.2 has the exact same numbers, but let's check out if we get the same answer. So now I'm going to have number 2. Now I've got brackets, negative 8 plus 7, close brackets, times 6. Okay. So now I've got a slightly different sum, hey? Okay. BODMAS tells me I must do the brackets first. All right. BODMAS tells me I must do the brackets first. So let's go. Brackets first. Okay. So if I'm doing the brackets first, negative 8 plus 7. Negative 8 plus 7, I can go draw a number line for myself. So I'm going to go do that quickly, or I can do it on my calculator, but here we go. All right. Excuse my number line. It's going to be a very messy number line. Negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Here I am at negative 8 and I need to plus 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I land at negative 1. All right. So I've got negative 1 times 6. All right. Always remember, number line's your friend. Okay, number line, best way to do the answer. All right. Otherwise, calculator. Okay. Negative 1 times 6. So, got a negative. Remember what I said last week when we're multiplying? All right. Sign comes first. Negative times a positive. Negative times a positive gives me a negative. And now numbers, 1 times by 6 gives me 6. Okay. All right. All right, guys, one way to check whether you're getting the right answer, because some of you gave me the answer of 1, and I get that. It's sometimes a bit confusing. Okay, if you've got a big negative and you're adding a positive, you're going to be left with a negative number. If you've got a small negative and you're adding a big positive, you're going to be left with a positive number. So that's just one small way to check. Okay. All right. Can you see how different our answers were here just by adding some brackets in? Okay. I am going to get you guys to do some, and then we're going to do some together, and then I'm going to get you guys to do some, and we're going to do some together. So I'm going to give you those 4 to try by yourself. Okay? It is okay if you get them wrong. It is okay. What is important is that you try, all right? Because you're only going to get them wrong once, maybe twice. Then, okay, you're going to get them right, all right? It's good to get things wrong, right? Because it means you're not going to make the same mistakes. So I want you to go and I want you to try. Good luck. Go give it a try for me. Okay, go try. While you're trying, I'm going to go back in the chat and see if there were any questions. Oh, Lorona, I don't know why your teacher's ignoring BODMAS. My goodness. Okay. All right, remember, it's okay to get it wrong as long as you keep trying. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 more minutes. And it's okay if you haven't finished, but 2 more minutes. Okay, 1 more. All right. Umushle, it's okay. You're not late. We're busy working on our sums that are on the board. Don't stress. We're not too far in our lesson. We are busy working on BODMAS today, and we're mixing with integers because I know some of us really struggle with that. So that's what we're busy working on at the moment. Everybody is working on the sums that are on the board at the moment. If you want to give it a try quickly, we are just about, we like 20 seconds away from going through them. 20 seconds. Okay, right. I have 2 hands up. So I've got Itandile and I've got Zande so far. Oh, I see a 3rd hand. Oh, and the hand is gone. All right, so I'm going to go with Itandile here first. Hi, Itandile.
Hi, ma'am.
All right, Itandile, what sum number are you doing? Talk to me. What number do you want to do first?
3.6.
You want to do 3.6. Awesome. Okay, let's go with a new page. Oh, dear. Okay, come on, page. All right, 3.6. So let me write the sum out for you. Let me just make sure I have the right one. Yes, I do. Okay, so I have brackets, negative 14 minus 8 plus 5 times 8. Right, talk to me, Itandile. What did you do first?
Ma'am, I started with the brackets because BODMAS starts with brackets off.
Amazing. What did you get?
I got negative 22.
Amazing. So negative 14 minus 8 got you negative 22. Well done. Plus 5 times 8. Right. Talk to me. What happened next?
BODMAS says that we should always start with multiplication. So I said negative 22 plus 5 times 8, which was 40.
Well done. Amazing. Good. Keep
And
going.
then when negative 22 plus 40 was added together, in the signs that you gave us, so you said that negative plus a positive is equal to a positive. So I got positive 18.
Well done. Good. Because I have a big positive and a little negative. So you get 18. Well done. Nice.
Pleasure, ma'am.
Nice. Well done, Itandile.
But
Okay, next person who had their hand up was Azande, and I see I've also got Bree to add to my list here, so I'm going to write Bree's name down. Right, Azande, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, Azande, talk to me. Which number are you doing?
Hey,
Should we go
3.3. Any
we're going
ma'am.
to do 3.3? So the first one, hey, 3.3.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
3.3 Azande is doing with us. She wants to go in the right order. So let's go. Negative 6 plus 10 divided by 4. Right, Azande, what did you do first?
I started with the brackets.
You started
So
with the
I
bracket.
start with negative 6 times plus 10, which gave me 4.
Good.
And then I divided 4 by 4, which gave me 1.
Nice. Nice. Easy one. Straight out the gate. I like it. Well done, Azande.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Ooh, I see I've got another person here to help me out as well. Okay, right. Bree. Hi, Bree.
Hi,
Bree, what number are you doing with me?
3.4.
3.4. Awesome. Okay, let's go. 3.4. So 3.4, let me write it out for you. It was negative 6 plus 10 divided by 4. Right. Tell me, what did you do first?
I tried saying 10 divided by 4, but I realized that I was gonna get an improper number. Yeah, so I decided to say negative 6 plus 10, which gave me negative 4. And then I divided by 4, which gave me negative 1.
Now, Bree, I kind of see what you did there, okay? Because improper numbers, Who wants to deal with improper numbers? Oh my goodness. But you were right the first time. Because what does BODMAS tell me that I must do?
I will start with division
I
before
must
addition.
exactly. So I'm gonna stay with me. I'm gonna leave this here. -6 plus when I do the improper fraction, so 10 divided by 4, what did it give you for the improper fraction? What did it give you?
Let me go check. It gave me 2,5.
2,5, good. So you could go and do like long division here on the side, which I know you guys really don't like. So 10 divided by 4, you could go do like the daddy, mommy, sister, brother, long division or whatever you want to do and get 2,5. Or you could go do it as a fraction. You could have 10 over 4, which is the same thing as saying 5 over 2, which is the same thing as saying 2,5. Hey, all those things you could get, hey? You could put on your calculator. Your calculator would give that to you. Any of those options you could do, hey? So I'm going to go and I'm going to say 2,5. Now, I know we haven't dealt with decimals yet, so that's what makes this a little bit tricky. Am I right, Bree?
Yes.
Okay, because we haven't dealt with decimals yet. I agree. Oh my goodness, why is ma'am giving us this one? Just a test to see how your challenge skills were here. Let's see if we can do this one together. Okay, let's see if we can do this one together. So -6 plus 2. What's -6 plus 2, Bree?
-6 plus 2 is -4.
-4, good. And then what happens if we had to add -4 and we add just a half to that? Do you agree I'm going to get negative, it's still going to be negative, but I'm going to have -3,5.
5. Yes.
Does that look okay?
Yes, it does.
That one was tricky, I know. And if you guys got it, well done, guys. Well done for persevering. And Bree, you had it right the first time. Don't doubt yourself, okay? Don't doubt yourself.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Bree. All right, Lorona, you are doing 3.5 with me. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to put 3.4 there back on the screen for everyone. All right, 3.5 was -14 minus 8 plus 5 times 8. Have I got the sum written down right?
I think so. I didn't write the sum myself. I just wrote the
Oh,
answer.
yeah. Let's check. Yes, I got it right. Okay, go. Tell me, what did you do?
First, because of BODMAS, I multiplied 5 and 8.
Good. So I've got negative. Oh, my pen is not happy. -14 minus 8. 5 and 8 gives you
40.
40. Well done. Right. Then what do you do?
I minus 40, -14 with 8,
Good.
which gave me 6. -6.
Okay, let's check. Let's check. So -14, be careful. -14 minus another 8, hey? -14 minus another 8. Let's check. It's going to be -22, hey? Because I've got a negative number and I'm minusing more from that negative number. So what's going to happen? I'm going to go which way? Here's
Two.
-14. And which way am I going to go when I'm moving negative? I'm going to go that
Left.
away. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a tricky one. Be careful, okay? And then what am I going to do? I'm going to add 40, hey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Plus 40. Now I can do that thing where people were talking about where I shuffle it around, okay? So I can say 40 minus 22, which is going to give me 18.
18.
Now, Lorona, listen here. Okay? If you made a small mistake along the way, you still would have got marks. Can I show you where you would have got marks if you'd shown your working?
Yes.
If
ma'am.
you'd shown your working like how I've done it, you would have still got a mark over here. So this sum would be worth maybe 3 marks altogether. Goes 1, 2, 3 marks. Okay. If you had done maybe this part here wrong, you would maybe still got 2 out of 3 marks because you show your workings all the way through. That's what's really cool about showing your workings in grade 8, grade 9, grade 10 in high school. You must always make sure you show the mark of what you've done, and you can still possibly get marks for it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the help. Thank you for being brave. All right, guys. So that's a reminder to you. Even if you make a small mistake along the way, as long as you've shown the marker what you've done and mathematically you've done the right thing the whole way through, you can potentially still get marks. Okay. Let's carry on going. So you can see I have a whole list of ones for us to do here. So let's do a couple more, okay? We are going to move on and move down my list, and let's bring in some more of these ones that have a couple more negatives for you. So I've got 6 here on the page for you. I've got 6 here on the page for you. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes, okay? About 5 minutes to go. They're a little bit trickier, but that doesn't mean you can't do them. Okay, so a little bit more of a challenge. You got this. You got this, especially those people that are writing tests on this week. This is really, really good practice for integers. You've got this, guys. Go try. Show your workings. A reminder, show your workings. Okay, I'm giving you about 5 minutes. Then we're going to do them together. All right, show your workings, everybody. Make sure you're showing your workings. Really important. I agree, Ladrona. The positive symbols do make this hard to keep track of. Lecho, you know me. You know me. I like to call it challenging. Remember, it's not hard. It's challenging, guys. You know me. It's not hard. Maths is not hard. Okay? The book you're writing on is hard. The chair you're writing on is hard. Okay? Maths is not hard. Maths is challenging. Okay? You must never ever tell yourself that maths is hard. Then what happens is you make you put a barrier up in your mind, and you don't want to do that. All right? We don't want to put a barrier up for maths in your mind. Okay. All right, a few more minutes and then we're going to get going. All right. You've got about 1 more minute left until we have a look. And it's okay if you haven't finished. It's all right. Good, Christian. Well done. And that's okay if you don't understand one. That's fine, as long as you tried. That's what I like to see. It's okay if you don't understand, as long as you gave it a try. Don't have to know everything, as long as you tried. That's what counts. Okay, guys. So, all right. I know that you love to help me out, but I'm going to try go through these with you so that we can get through them really quickly, okay? And then at the end, we're going to see if we have some time to try some more. Okay, so let's get going. It's okay if you didn't finish them. Let's see if we can add as many as we can go. So, number 13. Right, number 13. We've got negative, open brackets, -9 plus 5 minus 11 times by +7 minus 17. So tip 1, okay? Tip 1, all right, is that it's really important to make sure you've written the question out properly. So always make sure and check, have I written the sum out correctly? So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to make sure, have I written this sum out correctly? So there's my 13. So negative line plus 5 minus 11 plus +7 minus 17. So that's tip 1. Always double check, did I write the sum out correctly? Okay. Are you all happy that I wrote the sum out correctly? Thumbs up for me if you're happy. Are you all good? Thumbs up in the chat or on your emotion reactions. If somebody can give me, awesome. Thank you guys. Okay. So BODMAS tells me brackets first. Okay. I go to my brackets. What is happening in my brackets? I've got a -9, and on the outside of my brackets, I've got a negative. Now, maths teachers will tell you, maybe not all of them, but maths teachers will tell you, some will tell you, that sometimes we get a bit lazy, okay? That actually there's like a ghost 1 hiding here. And there's like a little times hiding there as well. So actually what's happening here is we're saying -1 times by that bracket. That's what's actually happening there. We just, we get a bit lazy sometimes. So we just say negative the whole brackets. All right. But what's actually happening is we're saying -1 times by that bracket. All right. So a negative times by a negative. A negative times by a negative, guys, is a positive, hey? So negative times by negative gives me a positive, and 1 times by 9 gives me 9. Cool. Okay. Plus 5 minus 11 times 7 plus 7. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry, guys, I got a little bit mistaken here. All right. times positive 7, that's what he's written here, times positive 7 minus 17. Okay, so that's my first thing. All right. Does this apply to every number in the brackets, but with the negative sign on the outside? So it depends, all right, if there's stuff going on inside the bracket first, Bree. So like if you had like, if it said there -9 plus 4, then you would do the -9 plus 4 first, and then you would times it by what's going on outside the bracket. Hopefully there'll be one a little bit later on. So I think number 14, I'll show you at number 14 what happens there. Okay. All right. So next BODMAS tells me I do the divide or multiply. So I see I've got a multiplication. So I've got 9 plus 5. And now remember what I said earlier on. Numbers always wear clothes. And what are their clothes? They're signs, hey? So I've got -11 times by positive 7 here. Negative times by a positive leaves me with a negative. Signs first, remember? Signs, then numbers. So negative times by positive, -11 times positive 7 gives me a negative. And 11 times by 7 gives me 77. And then minus 17. Now I've got a straight sum. So now it's nice and easy. So I'm going to do it in steps for you guys. So I've got 9 plus 5 gives me 14. And I've got -77 minus 17. I'm going to do those two together. So -77 minus 17 gives me -94. And -14 minus 94 leaves me with -80. All right. Lorena, ask me your question while I write out the next sum.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Then when sorry, ma'am.
It's
The
fine.
negative. Then the brackets are around the negative number. When does it count as does it count? Does BODMAS apply to that? If does BODMAS apply to that and use that number last?
Does BODMAS apply to that and you use that number last? Talk me through it. Which line? So if we're going line by line, if this was line 1, line 2, line 3, and line 4, which line are you talking about?
Line 1.
Line 1, okay. So in line 1, I did -11 times by 7. Is that what you're talking about there?
No,
Okay, talk to me again. It's fine. Are
no,
you
I'm
talking?
talking.
Yeah.
The brackets around the negative number, like for example, the -9 on the first line.
Yeah. So
Don't you?
So Lorena, you could kind of like say that actually technically that's not really brackets, because what's really happening there? I'm saying -1 times by -9. So yes, it's brackets, but what am I actually doing? I'm actually doing multiply, hey?
Okay, ma'am.
Do you agree?
Yes.
So technically it's brackets because there's brackets there, I agree, but kind of you're actually doing multiply, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. That makes sense.
Okay, cool. Well done. Keep trying this one, okay, until you get it right. All right, Christian. Hi, Christian. Christian, can you hear me?
Hello, hello.
Hi, Christian. What's up?
I'm good, ma'am. I seem not to understand line 1.
Line 1. Okay. Which part in line 1?
The first, like, ma'am, the brackets, do they mean like it's multiplication?
That's it, Christian. They mean that we needed to multiply. We needed to multiply -1. Because remember I said to you, sometimes maths teachers get a little bit lazy and then we don't put the 1 there. So -1 times by -9.
Thank you, ma'am. That's all I wanted to
You're
get.
welcome, no problem, of course, sure.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Oh dear. Okay, all right, let's go. Let's do the next one. So we've got number 14. So let's go with number 14. Okay. Oh, let's get out of red pen. Dear guys, I unmuted all of you. Let's mute you all again. All right. So let's keep going because we are running out of time. It's so sad. So I'm keeping my negative on the outside. Why am I keeping that negative on the outside? Because I want to do everything that's inside that bracket. So I'm going to go and I'm going to put this bracket back here because I'm going to go do -9 plus 5 minus 11. Oh, that's a lot of work to do in one sum, but I'm going to go try do it anyway, okay? I'm going to go try do all of that anyway. So -9 minus 11, that to me is a little bit easier, okay? -9 minus 11 is -20, and -20 plus 5 gives me -15. Times by 7 minus 17. I'm going to keep going. All right. We did this one a little bit earlier on. I said to you, we are a little bit lazy when there's a negative on the outside of the bracket. It actually means what? It actually means that there's a number 1 hiding here. He's hiding, and you can draw him in. And you can put the times little dot there to show yourself that it's -1 times by that bracket, okay? There's a -1 times by what's happening in that bracket. So negative times a negative gives me a positive. So -1 times -15 is going to give me 15 times by 7 minus 17. Yo, 15 times 7. Who's going to give me the answer in the chat? What's 15 times 7, guys? 15 times 7, what is it? Who's going to tell me? 15 times 7. 15 times 7. 105. Awesome. Thank you. 105 minus 17. And 105 minus 17 gives me 88. Oh, some big numbers here tonight. Okay. All right. We have time to go through one more. We have time to go through one more, guys. One last one together. So I'm going to leave this one up on the screen. Okay. And I'm going to leave it here for you to take down. And I'm going to go through one more with you. So number 16. Is that right? Number 13, number 14. Oh, number 15. What am I saying? Number 15. Okay. So number 15. All right.
Madam, you accidentally unmuted me.
Okay. Let's go through number 15. All right. While I write number 15 down, I'm going to unmute to Tandile. Tandile, did you have a question for me or did you want to help me?
Ma'am, I have a question. Ma'am,
Yes.
are
What's up, my
these
love?
all you gave us work you gave us work to do on Classroom, Google Classroom. Is this the work that you were talking about that you're gonna do today?
No. So on Google Classroom, I gave you some work from the sums that I had done before and I gave you the answers.
Oh yes, ma'am. Okay.
That's it.
Please.
So what I'll do for tonight is I'll put the answers for this work for you guys on Google Classroom as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
all the questions that we've done tonight, I'll put the answers up for you guys so you can go practice as well, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Tandile. All right, guys. So whatever we didn't get to cover tonight, it will be on Google Classroom for you guys. So you can go, you can do extra practice, especially those people who said to me, ma'am, I've got a test on this, help. There'll be extra practice for you. Go do the extra practice. Okay, so this, very similar. I'm hoping that you're looking at the numbers and seeing similar numbers here. Okay, so what have we got, guys? We can see, once again, we've got this number outside of the bracket story. So I'm going to go draw my number 1 in here, my ghost 1 with my times. So that's where I'm starting. I'm going to go say -1 times -9. Negative times a negative gives me a positive, and I'm going to have 9. Plus 5 minus 11 times by. I stop. Why did I stop? Because I've got a bracket. So in my bracket, I had positive 7 minus 17. 7 minus 17 gives me negative 10. Right, so now I've got 9 plus 5, and I must remember the numbers wear clothes. So this is -11 times by -10. Can you see it, guys? This negative belongs to that 11. Be careful. Numbers are not naked. They wear clothes. So a negative times a negative gives me a positive, and 11 times by 10 gives me 110. 9 plus 5 gives me 14, and 14 plus 110 gives me 124. Okay. Right, Bree is asking me, ma'am, where and when can we access the videos on YouTube? The videos should be up about 2 or 3 days after the actual lesson.